Now to the weather. We know it's getting warmer. That means Colorado's fire danger is ramping up. And it is tough to see these images from the 416 fire 2 years ago, a fire that was one of the largest in Colorado history. And obviously, we hope to never see a fire like that again. But Colorado fire crews have to be prepared no matter what. And this health crisis that we're dealing with right now may add new challenges to crews on the front lines.
Most recently, learning how to socially distance while battling fire. This week in Los Animas County, we saw. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer reports tonight on what's being done to fight back.
On average, we have about 4,500 wildfires per year.
But when you add COVID to the scenario, things get completely different.
Dealing with this during a pandemic means state fire officials had to make changes to their approach this wildfire season.
Putting firefighters in camps is not a safe place to put firefighters. Evacuating folks to traditional sheltering is not a good place where we want people to be.
So this year, the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control are putting their emphasis and funding behind two things.
One is early detection. It's finding those fires, again, when they're small, a lot easier to control. And then secondly, it's really aggressive and quick initial attack actions.
Instead of letting a small fire in a remote area burn, they're trying to find it and attack it so it can't become something bigger and more problematic due to added COVID concerns.
We're trying to catch those fires early on to reduce that long-term impact of an event.
Governor Jared Polis signed an executive order last week directing an additional $750,000 towards fighting wildfires, specifically adding early detection, to be able to pre-position resources where risks are high, and to secure a large air tanker for use exclusively in Colorado.
But it's not just the state that's tweaking their response to wildfires due to COVID. So is the American Red Cross.
We could end up renting out rooms to provide individual shelters, so to speak, inside of a hotel, or we'll look at our normal shelter options, but they'll look a lot different.
The Red Cross usually sets up a handful of shelters for evacuees of wildfires over the course of a summer. They're looking at adding temperature screenings, spacing out people by household, and simply opening more of them.
Should we have to set up a shelter instead of having one that we've really kind of designated like in past years? We will probably have several because we can't have as many people in them.
For these reasons and more, fire officials and emergency responders say this summer it's that much more important for everyone to obey fire restrictions. In Denver, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.